Right. Okay. So basically, I got this game SPC, STCP, SCP. Sorry, and also a game called Grim. Spooky. I don't know what this game is called. I just got it. Spooky Hooky. That's not right. Anyway, it's on Steam. Grim Reaper? No, that's not right. I don't know the name of this game. You know what? Let me get out of this game. I don't think I should play this game yet. I think it's up, down, left, right. Let's go to this. What are you called? SCP. Let's play that one. Right. Did you hear this story about this woman that went to Africa and she said she didn't like the spiders and the. If I'm gonna go to a country, right, I'm gonna, let me give you an example. I'm never gonna go to Australia. You know why? Because I know that, people in Australia, when they're born, the one side they have family and the other side they have animals, spiders, zebras, whatever, that's how they are in Australia. So the people who are there, it's all right for them. They can interact with those animals, spiders, zebras, crocodiles, whatever like that. Yeah. So I wouldn't go there. And for someone to say, "Oh, America is racist" or something like that, you've been there for so long. I'm sure you'd know if it was that racist. I don't know if she left because everyone says, "Oh, Trump's in charge. He's going to arrest all people because they're not with you or whatever like that." So I don't know why she. It's mad. What did you expect? In a foreign country. I've been to India. It's if you got money, fine. There are lizards that wander around and they mess about with the mosquitoes that eat them. I've never seen no crocodiles or alligators in that country, mind you. So, sure there are horses and everything like that. That's fine. Let me stop that music in that game. And so yeah, of course. More. I think this game is. Has anybody seen these little short movies on YouTube about this game? I don't know if it's based on this game. Why is everything in French? France? Okay, that's the only thing. Ouvreté. Fatal Flee. Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I've done. I'm gonna have to get rid of that if that's. I mean, it looks good. I don't know what the hell I've done. I don't know why it's in Yabba Dabba Doo language. Grimm's Hollow, that's the game. Seems like an interesting game. People like it, so I thought, yeah, give it a shot. Why not? Why not give it a try, basically? But I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so I was trying to stream this thing, but it just wasn't showing my face on the camera. So I thought, let's just. I want to get a good game that's on Steam. There's one that requires like 70, 80 gig. I don't know. I can't remember what's it called. I got it here. Once Human, right? The mortuary assistant. I don't know what I'm doing wrong in that. I'm gonna give that a go actually, right? I'm gonna try and give that a go because I don't know what I'm doing wrong in that game. I just can't get the hang of it. I always end up getting possessed or something like that. I'm on about in the game, not in real life. As far as I know. So obviously, that's I don't know what I'm doing in that game wrong. It doesn't like you got those flash cards or whatever you got, and it gives you all these little clues, so you're supposed to burn the demon or something like that. I played Father's Day, fine, whatever. Frostbite's getting a bit annoying. Deadly Climate, Layers of Fear I enjoyed. In the UK they said that there was a marathon and it was the most amount of people, 1 million or something people, right? And I'm thinking maybe half of them had like come off the boat and thought, you know what, the hotels are open, and they just ran for the hotels. The other half will probably thought, you know what, I'm voting for reform, right? And they went straight for the reform, and people just started putting tags on them, and they go, look, there's a million people in the marathon, So I think that's a good way of getting people in the marathon. You do 100 miles. If you go that direction, that's where the hotels are, and if you go that direction, that's where you can vote for reform. But if you do not want to vote for reform, you don't want to do any of that, and you want to vote for Labour, then you best just sit where you are because in the end of the day, nothing good's going to come out with voting for Labour. They've completely lost the plot. There's this game called Ginkgo. I keep thinking Ginkgo biloba. I think that's something to do with Red Bull, but I'm not sure. It's about matching strings or something. You know what? These games, Grimm's Hollow looks like a simple game. Up, down, left, right, interact. And I think that's like reminds me of those games back in the day when Atari. Some people don't know what Atari is, right? But I think I did have an Atari game back in the day. Yes, I am that old. So I don't know if people would know what an Atari is, but it was very simple. I had a Commodore 64. I think I have a Commodore 64 tape deck. And I remember, you could pirate Commodore games. All you had to do was get a double cassette and record, like, when you're copying music to music. That's how you used to copy games. And I couldn't believe that you could just do that, You could copy games like that. So I might just get rid of this, uninstall this. I don't know how to make it. I don't know how to. There you go. Uninstall that. Right. Because I ain't playing no game that's in French. Otherwise, I won't understand what the hell I'm doing. Simple as that. Oxide Room 104. I don't know about that game for a long time, and I still don't. I can't get past the certain thing, sometimes I don't. I think I have the patience, So if anybody knows any good games that's on there, the PS, I think somebody said not Call of Duty. It's not Modern Warfare. It's called. I've got the one that everybody likes, Fortnite. Yeah, I do like that because it's not just one game. Now, it's so many other different things on that game, Fortnite. I like the fact that you can choose, like a driving version. You could choose a shooting version. You could choose this version, that version. You can interact with other. Actually, I might even put that on in a bit actually and see how it goes, and see what it's like. But that person that went to Africa, I don't know why she left. I don't know what the hell. You know what? What are they teaching people? She goes on about electric and everything like that. She's on about the fraud. She's on about this and that. I'm like, it's starting to sound like UK, London, because I hear about all these women getting scammed. What is it, by romance scams and everything like that? I mean, come on, man. Why would you give money to somebody you don't bloody know, right? That's the last thing you want to do. If you don't know the person. But I guess people are just don't want to say the word daft, but that's them. Shenmue 3, I haven't played that in such a long time. I went to a certain amount. That's another game I'm gonna have to put back on. Yeah, I need to like complete that. I haven't even really got very far in that game. I had the first and second one I played. I didn't have it. I played it with my brother once, and that's another game that you need to put hours and hours into it. Not like obviously Resident Evil where I got like a rocket launcher and I could just blast through it. So I thought I was trying to do Resident Evil 4 again, but professional mode. There's no way I think I can get an S rank unless I know what the hell I'm doing. And an S rank plus S plus rank, whatever like that. You need to like save and up your money, and maybe I think if I concentrate on two of my weapons, I might be able to just kick ass. But there's stage 2, which is a pain in the butt. And I was actually watching something about the movies. The Wes Anderson movies, which is just a whole complete and utter mess. From every ending of those Resident Evil movies, you thought something good was going to happen in the sequel. Like when you do a movie and you finish it, like let's say a Marvel movie. The early Marvel movies, I don't know about the new ones, right? When they end on something that says, we're going to introduce this in the next movie, right? They did that in all the Resident Evil movies. And so when they introduced it, the next Resident Evil movie, that had nothing to do with the previous Resident Evil movies. So I don't know why they even bothered. That guy, Paul Anderson, right? He only did those movies so he could stick his wife in the bloody movie. Simple as that. But Alice, who the fuck is Alice? I don't know. I've played all those games and I don't know who the hell Alice is. Why would you put someone? She could have been someone else. She could have been Jill or Claire or whatever. And you made them side characters. You didn't even make them side characters. You made them more or less cameos. Man, you're a joker, Mr. Anderson. You did one good movie. Actually, I did enjoy the first Mortal Kombat, but that was a long time ago. And fine. Don't know about the second one. I don't think it was as good as the first one. That's because the first one, it was the way it was introduced. Obviously, we didn't expect the Mortal Kombat movie to have all that stuff, but you did it good. Then you did Event Horizon. That's it. After that, you shitted on your own reputation by just not, I don't know, not being consistent. If you're gonna do a bunch of movies, do it properly. Otherwise, don't fuck about, mate. Simple as that. Anyway, that was my thought of the day. I'm gonna, what is it? I might just try. I might give Mortuary Assistant a go and see if I can really stream this thing again. It won't show my the camera or whatever. Sometimes I gotta take it out and put it back in. That's why I got this thing on the prison on my phone. Anyway, thank you and peace out, everybody.